Gotta record this. Fred. Hi, Fred. So I had to record this because I have a lot of people that do ask, like, hey, we want to see it if we jump off. So anybody on this, if you guys fall off, just know it is being recorded. Please, please, please go ahead and show me what you look like, because most of us kind of just sit in a box. Get yourself a cocktail because it's 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and I'm sure it's a different time, but it's about cocktail time or tea time or whatever it is. My mother-in-law calls it a tipple, so we'll call it a tipple today for my mother-in-law. So Jacob, people are actually showing us their faces, so it's great.
Yes, I love it.
I'm gonna, please say hi. Cynthia, where are you?
I am in Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
Great.
Southeastern
Nice.
side.
Great. And Fred, where are you coming from?
Gainesville, Virginia.
Ah, okay. And Deanne, where are you? I can't hear you. You're on mute. Oh, I see this. 1 second. Oh, still don't hear you yet. Okay. Well,
I did it.
yes.
Hudson, Florida.
Perfect. The reason why I want to see your guys' faces is because Jacob is going to show us next week and the following week all about video. We need to see our faces. It's huge. That's going to be a big must as we're like for the next few sessions because of him. And then I'm going to take everything that we just did and then have Joellen come back in and teach us another huge nextdoor.com, how we take the lead magnet, or how she makes the lead magnet, how she makes the all the stuff and puts it in this, whether it's a video. He is going to show us all of that. So let me just start off. It is 7:02. I'm just keep admitting people. My name's Heather Brooks. I am the chair for eXp Seniors Network. And I'm just going to bust the myth right now. It is not about an age. I am over 50, by the way. It is not about the age. It is about working with the age demographics and targeting the 55 demographics. Just to give you a little tidbit, this demographics in 2024, over 65, was the largest seller in all of 2024. So most, I believe it was like 52% was those over 65 that sold their homes. So this is a huge, huge demographics. And I am one of the founders of eXp Seniors Network. So I have been doing this for many, many years and I love it. I know most of you are new. So Jacob is huge here at eXp. I've had him on over the last several years. If you don't follow him on YouTube, he will be talking to you about that and where to find him. But here's the other thing. He breaks it down. It's very easy, very simple for you to do. And if you need somebody to do it for you or you need an extra oomph, he actually does that on the side. He's been doing this for many, many years. He'll tell you about himself. But Jacob, I'm so excited to have you. This is being recorded. Just know that if you do drop off, I will post it tomorrow in our thing. We've got 22 people on. So Jacob's gonna kind of tell you what we're doing today in a short thing, and then he's gonna give you a lot of other stuff. But just remember, he is gonna be here on next Thursday and the following Thursday. So all of this is gonna wrap up into things that we're going to be doing over time. And it's important to know the basics and the foundation, because without those basics and foundation, you're going to spin your wheels and spend too much time and money, which is just not needed, as I've been showing you with Joellen and with everybody else. So Jacob, please, I'm going to mute myself, let you go.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the chance to be back. And so, like she said, we're going to go over a lot of stuff tonight. We're going to do a 3-part series. So today we're focusing obviously on Google Business Profile and how to target, the senior community, the 55+ community, aging in place. So we're going to go through the basics and foundation of that so you can get started on that. And don't feel like I'm going to give you a lot of information. I'm going to try to keep it simple. But I do have a lot on my YouTube channel. I have a whole playlist on Google so you can get an even more breakdown on actually how to do each one of those things for free on my channel. So you can go check that out and I'll make sure everybody has that before I leave. Now, the other thing that we're going to do after learning Google Business Profile is then we're going to move into how to make a YouTube video because it all relates to Google. And so what I'm trying to teach you guys is a whole organic marketing system that you can do to take one strategy and put it across all systems. And then the last week is we're going to talk about how to actually get the content. How do you come up with it? How do you break it up? How do you repurpose it? So I'm really excited about this. Is something that I live for. This is what I've done for 17 years before becoming a realtor. So this is right up my alley and I geek out on this stuff all day long. So hopefully you guys will too. So let me share my screen. Okay. Get all
I
this
just
stuff
want
moved
everybody to
over.
know we've got a lot more. I did put his YouTube link. He will tell you later. Questions and answers will be at the end. Please
Yes.
don't ask anything. He will. Last 15 minutes, I promise you, he will ask
Yeah.
him. I'll just keep it going on in the chat box, but just know that he will. I'll let you answer. I'll let you ask him. Then it is being recorded. So if you do fall off, it will be in EXP Seniors Network tomorrow. Jacob, that's all I need to say.
No, you're good. And so, yeah, so if you feel like you're not taking notes fast enough, again, you can go rewatch this. So right now what I'm teaching, because this is my niche, my thing, is how to optimize your Google Business Profile. So now I've done some of this before. So if you've been through one of these sessions before, it's okay, because we're going to touch on the basics of things. So why should you listen to me? Is I literally over 17 years of marketing experience. This is what I do for a living. This is what I went to school for. I'm actually located in Houston, Texas. So if there's any other Texas people, let me know in the chat. Bilingual in English, Spanish, but my emphasis on marketing has always been a heavy in web design and SEO. So this is why Google is right up my alley. I have my own marketing company that I've had for 13 years, which is Hi-Fi Biz Solutions. I co-founded even a social media platform. So we're very experienced in all this. And then I'm a fellow EXP agent as well. So what we're going to really cover today, and we're going to cover a lot of this pretty quickly because I really want to show you and share my screen on a profile and show you all the things that you should be doing. We're going to quickly get everybody on the same page on what is a Google Business Profile, what are the benefits, what should you be managing, what are some common errors and myths because people do this wrong all the time. And then how do you get your profile to rank? And then how do we target the 55 plus community? Because it's very different. And so I'm going to give you a bunch of materials, services, keywords that you can take a screenshot of and do that. So what is Google Business Profile? So Google Business Profile, or a lot of people still say Google My Business, which it's not anymore. They basically branded Google Business Profile with Google Maps and have made them into one platform, okay? Which is very important when people are looking for businesses. If you remember back in the day, it used to be Google Plus, which was a social media content platform, which was Google's response to Facebook. But then they realized we can't compete with Facebook, so let's target businesses, and that's how Google My Business came about. It's just basically a business directory. We all do it when we want to find a nail salon or a restaurant. We go Google, those results show up on the side and give us information about a business so we can make a decision on whether or not we want to go interact with that business. So it'll showcase their services, photos, videos, business updates, customer interactions, questions, allow you to book appointments, and then show up on Google Maps. But it all centers around SEO. So if you don't know what SEO is, it's just search engine optimization. In layman's terms, it's you're basically searching to find something that you need. There's a statistic that I didn't put on here, but 92% of online experiences start with a search. So people just don't instantly go to a website. They search for a website. We all Google. Google has turned into a verb for searching. Google it, even though you might do it on Bing or Yahoo. So it's very important that we optimize all of our content thinking about SEO and what people are searching for. The reason why SEO is so important is it drives 1,000% more traffic than social media, than organic. Obviously, paid ads is different, But you posting on social media, you have a better chance of getting more traffic from the blog on your website, from the YouTube video that you post, or from your Google business profile. And 60% of marketers say that inbound, which is SEO or blog content, is their highest quality source of leads, because what SEO allows you to do when you go to a website or Google business profile, to read reviews, to watch videos, to look to see, if you're looking at a restaurant, is that a clean place? Do I really want to go take a look? And the reason why it is because you're warming up your leads. We're using that pull marketing, not that push marketing. Ads push people into doing something. Pull marketing allows them to read, watch videos, go check out your social media, go read your blog, go watch your YouTube videos, read your reviews, and allows them to make up their mind whether they trust you, and then they're more apt to do business with you, more apt to make a decision. So benefits for Google Business Profile, obviously more enhanced online visibility, which is more important now than ever. Trust and credibility, accurate business information. We can showcase products and services, which most people don't, which we're going to talk about. And it gives us insights into clients' behaviors, and it gives us a competitive advantage. And the reason why it gives us a competitive advantage, because I can't remember if it's on the next slide, is that there is a statistic that 56% of local businesses have not claimed a Google Business Profile. That blows my mind because it's a free tool. Even if you just claim it, which you got to do more than that, even if you just claim it, you're ahead of 56% of people that are using that. And I can tell you, because I work in this industry, I deal with clients, real estate agents every day as clients in our marketing company, that 90% of realtors do not do this page correctly. So if you just do it a quarter, 25% better than them, you will outrank them super easy. So there's plenty of opportunity. So I want to go through some common errors that people think of when they think of Google Business Profile, is that it's a one-time setup. It's not like your realtor.com profile where you just go enter your information and then you set it and forget it. No. Google Business Profile, and they're getting stricter now than ever. One of our biggest services is help reinstating people's profiles because they get them suspended, which we're going to teach you how not to do that. And the reason why is one of the biggest things they're doing now is if you haven't updated your profile, that can actually put you in a queue for suspension because they look like your business is not active and that the information on your profile is not relevant, and Google is not in the business with their reputation as the #1 search engine is to redirect people to wrong information. Okay, they don't want that. They want to be the most reliable business profile out there. So just like SEO is an ongoing process, social media and YouTube, you got to constantly be posting. Same thing with your Google Business Profile. Requires consistent updating through that. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Another common error is, I don't know how many times I see it, people don't reply to reviews, especially negative reviews. You need to reply to all of your reviews. If you are asking clients to get a review, make sure you guide them in the type of review to give you. Not that they got to give you 5 stars, whatever. When we set up like an automation, when we go under contract or we're closing, because we send our review request out when we go under contract, because they're the happiest and they're not worried about moving. So when we send out that review request with our Google Business Profile link, we ask them to, hey, can you please in the review, make sure you mention the service we helped you with, buy, sell, mention your area, and anything you think people need to know about when working with us. And the reason why is Google doesn't want just one sentence. It wants a paragraph, not a novel, but they need to mention. So if you can get them to say, Jacob helped us buy a home in Houston, Texas. He was such a great real estate agent. Highly recommended. He's got attention to detail, blah, blah, blah. You want that. And then you need to be replying to that. And I have videos on my channel where you can use Zapier and Chat GPT to auto reply, but you need to be replying to them in a timely manner and repeating what they said. Hey, Susan, it was a pleasure helping you buy your home in Houston, because we're throwing those SEO keywords, those local keywords, and Google crawls these profiles like crazy. And it's going to go, oh, Jacob sells homes in Houston. He's a buyer's agent. And so we want to reiterate those things instead of just saying, highly recommend Jacob. That doesn't mean anything. So we can guide our clients on that, okay? And this shows Google when you respond that you're active, you care about your business, and it shows the user that, hey, They actually care about their clients. They're responding, they're an active business. Now, what happens if you get a negative review? It's not the end of the world, I promise you. What people are looking at more than ever is how you respond to that negative review. When I look at a restaurant, I literally tell it to show me the 1 stars first. And then it baffles me how many restaurants do not reply to that 1 star. And even though we're not restaurant business, it shows me that that person's review was valid, or they just simply don't care. If they respond and say, hey, we are so sorry that you experienced that. We would love to make it right with you. Please reach out to us. We'd love to give you a free meal, or we'd love to do whatever. That shows you that that business cares, because they probably just had a bad day. We all have a bad day. I've been to restaurants that we go to all the time that the server just had a bad day, but it doesn't reflect the whole business. So what you do is you want to mention that, and then your goal is to hopefully work with them so they'll remove the review, satisfy, meet their, deal. And the reason I spend time on this, because this greatly affects how you rank. The more reviews you have, but the quality of reviews that you have is how it's going to rank your page. So make sure you're responding to the negative ones. Don't be like, well, that's not true. Just apologize for their experience. You don't have to admit to it, and then move on. And then if you have inappropriate reviews, just report those. You cannot have a negative review removed just because you don't agree. But if they're using profanity, they're saying, maybe they weren't a client of yours, then definitely report those, and Google will attempt to remove those reviews. They're slow, but they'll attempt to remove it. The other thing is, make sure you have a keyword strategy. And we're going to go through this, so I'm not going to harp on this. But when you're posting content, just have in your mind, you don't have to be an SEO expert like me that's been in this business 17 years. But when you're making content for YouTube, social media, know exactly what you are trying to target. So if it's, should I age in place in my current home, or should I buy a new one? Which is better? Think about those keywords. Go type them in Google, and I'll show you this. Google will tell you on that keyword what questions people are asking. It's a free resource. But have an idea of a few keywords and build your content around that. And I will give that. And then if you know anything about keywords, you're a little more experienced in this, go for those low competition keywords. The longer your keyword, the better starting out, because you'll never rank for Houston Realtor. I'm sorry, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com will always rank for those keywords. But if I want to rank for homes for sale in Houston under 500,000 in downtown, not a lot of people are going after that long keyword, but people are searching for that. So I'll be able to rank easier for that. Okay. Now, another error is that we don't optimize the services we select. When you initially set up your profile in Google, so if you've done this or haven't done this, you'll notice this. They'll have you fill out the profile, but there's no spot to actually put in the service description. And then there's services for the category that you choose, and you should choose multiple categories. Real estate agent should be number 1, then real estate agency, real estate consultant, and then you put services under each one. Now, they're going to give you basic services like buyer agent, seller's agent, probate sales, estate sales, those kind of things, new construction. But we want to target those 55 plus keywords, and I got a whole sheet of them. I'll let you guys do a screenshot or take your phone out and take a picture of it or get it later. But make sure that you go back after you set up your profile. I'm going to show you where that's at here shortly. You're going to go edit those services, and you get up to 300 characters to put a service description. Okay. And this is where you want to use Chat GPT. Give it a list of those services and say, I need 300 word characters or less, and I need you to optimize it for local SEO and to do that. So buyer's agent, helping future homeowners buy homes in Greater Houston. So one thing to think about when you're considering things on Google Business Profile, remember, any text that you can put on Google Business Profile is SEO and keywords. So the more focused you are with your content, the more quality, the better, okay? And that's where we want to go do this, because this will help optimize your services even more. So I had Chat GPT spit this list out for me. So some of these probably are not going to be perfect. I just quickly did this. So think about services that you can add. So when we have services here, buyer's agent services, people aren't going to search for buyer's agent services, but you can be a buyer's agent. You can redo those keywords. So what I like to do is take the same keyword and just rework it like 3 different ways, because you can add custom services to Google, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is where these custom services come in, because the majority of these aren't there. So you can do 55 plus home buying, senior home sales, senior relocation, second home for retirement, estate sales, staging for seniors, assisted living transitions. I know some agents, depending where you're at, they actually partner with senior living facilities and have a partnership that way. And because remember, you're not just targeting the senior that's moving in there that can't take care of themselves, you're targeting their kids who are probably 55 plus. They're going to have to do this soon for themselves. So now they need to start thinking about that. Barrier-free homes, home modifications for seniors, senior real estate consultation. So all of these different keywords you can do as services. We don't want to go overboard, but think of the different things that you're offering. If you really go after probate sales, do all the keywords related to that. If you really target 55 plus communities, target 55 plus communities, 55 plus new construction communities, which are huge here next to me with, what's that company? Del Webb and all them that are building these big communities. So go after those, and 55 community plus tours, home buyer workshop for seniors, send senior friendly mortgage assistance, and then put your description in there with that. So everybody got that page? Do I need to stay longer? No? Good? All right. All right. Last kind of big thing we're going to go over, and then I'm going to share my screen and we're going to show you how to actually do this. We need to utilize every feature on Google Business Profile. Okay. Most people don't touch the product section. They don't touch the update section or the Q&A. And you can actually use all of these. And I'm going to show you how to do that, especially if you're using KV Core at EXP, which is going to become Bold Trail. So don't freak out when that happens. It's the same thing. They're just rebranding. But they have really made some strides with their web page builder, and their landing page builder. Because you're going to need landing pages, and we're going to talk about that. Before, you can't really edit your landing pages when you had to do them. So if you made a spelling mistake like I do all the time, you have to go get that link again. Now they actually have a page builder that you can go access. And I got a whole video that I just launched a couple weeks ago or about a month ago on my YouTube channel that will show you how to make these landing pages for the lead magnets we're going to talk about. So we want to make sure we're using products, product categories, questions and answers, the booking feature, the messaging and chat feature, and the call feature. Okay. So we just want to make sure that we're updating our profile frequently so we can increase engagement on our profile. So that's adding photos, posting. Remember, this was a social media platform. You can still post, and I'm going to give you some stuff that most people don't think about that you guys can post and use for your benefit with your listings, with your open houses to get more engagement. Okay. And we're going to add products because we all have products. All right. So here's what we've been waiting for. I just want to get that foundation out there. All right, so let me pull up my profile here. So this is an older profile that we have. This is what I use for my demos all the time because it doesn't give away any information. So this is what it looks like when you're logged in. You can manage this from the Google Maps app on your phone. That's how you would manage this on your phone. You would just want to log in with the profile that you have this registered to. If you don't know how to get to this, you can literally log in with the account you created, come over here, and there's a Google Business Profile Manager tab. And if this is the only profile you have, it'll just go straight to it. If you have more than one, you would just select the one you wanted. Okay, so we talked about when you first initially sign up, it's going to have you edit your profile. Okay, we want to make sure all this is there. Okay, you see I have multiple categories. We have our name here. We have our description. Again, Chat GPT will write all this for you. Give it everything you need to know. Put your website link in there. It'll go scan it. Give it everything that you wanted to know about you, and it will do the work for you. Obviously, make sure you got a good phone number. If you have now this is new. If you have a chat like WhatsApp, you can do text messaging. You can actually incorporate this now via SMS. This is brand new. So you can incorporate that, highly recommend it. Put your website, definitely put all of your social media profiles, because remember what's going to happen, and you're going to see this with the products, any links that are on your profile, Google, when it crawls your Google business profile, it's literally going to hit those links and then go crawl those. It's robots are going to go to that. So now it's going to index and link everything together to help you grow your SEO. Let's talk about service areas. Under no circumstances do I believe most people should have an address on their profile. It is the number one reason Google Business Profile gets suspended. And the reason why is, especially if you're at EXP and you don't have your own office, most people use their Regis office for EXP where nobody's at. So you have hundreds and sometimes thousands of agents. If you're in EXP, here you have 2,500 plus agents in our area that would use the same address, and it gets flagged. Okay, it doesn't help you with SEO, and you usually go to where your clients are at anyways. And the rule is for Google is if you can't staff it and you don't have signage or a lease in your name that matches your profile name, then you don't qualify to have a business location. And so what you want to do is list all of your service areas instead. And when you do service areas, don't just go very simple. Let me just do the 2 counties that I serve. People don't search by county all the time. You want to put the counties, the cities, the sides of cities. If you have bigger cities like we do, you want to literally mention every little nook and cranny that will come up in that feature. So I'm going to give you a good example. Katy, Texas, okay, is one of the top cities here to move to, okay? But more people search for Cinco Ranch, Texas, because it's basically 2 big master plan communities. It's a side of Katy that everybody wants to live on. It's where all the people go that got money, and it's where the best schools are. So more people will actually search for Cinco Ranch homes for sale than they will for Katy. So I want to be looking for that. So if I just did cities, I would never have Cinco Ranch. So make sure you think outside the box. If you have a midtown, uptown, or somewhere like the Heights, even though it's not really a city and it's not the mailing address, that's okay. If it's something people would search for in a specific area of town, make sure it's in there, because that's stuff that you want to rank for. Do not put 24/7 you're open. Google's rule is that if somebody calls you, you must answer. So if you're not going to have a staffing agency answer the phone for you, give it realistic business hours. If you miss a call, it's okay. But if some of you remember, like when you go visit a business, they'll ask you, Google Maps and stuff will ask you if you went to that business like Walmart. Hey, did Walmart look like the pictures in the photos? Were they open during that time? Was it clean? It will ask people about your business. So if you don't answer and they said, nope, nobody answered, that could get you flagged too. So just make sure you got normal business hours that you're actually going to work. Okay. A lot of this stuff you won't use from business owners. If you identify as any of these things, mark yes. Okay. My husband is Hispanic, so we say Latino owned. He's also a veteran. So make sure you check those things. If you're women owned, Asian owned, Black owned, disabled owned, people look for businesses and say, hey, I want to choose a business for this. We get a lot of business because we're a veteran owned business. So make sure you use those if you feel comfortable using those. I always say appointment required here. And then if you speak multiple languages like we do, make sure you check all of those, because people want to know that they might speak English, but they want to have that reassurance that if there's something they don't understand, that you can speak maybe their first language. So, but when you fill this out, that is the basic thing that you would fill out. So this is why a lot of services never get selected. So if we come down here to services, you can see here, I can add services and I can put a description with them, okay? So you can come through here, you can add all of the services. Like if we go add more services, it'll give you like new construction, project management, property buying and sales, and you can select those and go add. But you can also add custom services. So that sheet that I gave you, 55 plus community tours, we can say we take people on those community tours. You can put this in there and then keep adding them. And then you can go back when you save it. Hopefully it won't, and it's going to make me do that. But when you go back, once it's updated, usually it's in a few minutes. Let me see if it's down here to the bottom. You can come here and you can put your description. Okay. This is probably the most important thing that you do. Okay. On here. Obviously, we want to get reviews, you want to get bookings. You can put your booking calendar link. So if you want to do a featured book, you can put like your Calendly link, or if you have a calendar embedded on your website, you can go put that in there. And then this is another thing. Most people don't use the questions and answers. So if we look at my profile here, we'll see that we have 10 questions and answers. Most people think you have to wait for a customer to ask you a question. That's not true. I can literally click here and ask myself a question. So what questions do we put? Well, that list I gave you, throw those keywords into Chat GPT and you literally simply say, I need questions and answers for my Google business profile to help target local SEO and these keywords of frequently asked questions for 55 plus communities, something like that. Just tell exactly what you're looking for. And it'll give you the answer. So what are the best 55 plus communities in Houston, Texas? Houston offers several, and it gives all of those. Del Webb, which is the biggest one here for us. And then a lot of neighborhoods here, I don't know if this is happening for you guys, but a lot of normal, when I say normal neighborhoods, are having a section of neighborhood that's only 55 plus, which is very popular around here. We have a normal community with family friendly, but a small little part of it that's secluded is for 55 plus. Benefits of that, should I remodel my home for aging in place or move to a 55 plus community? So is it cheaper to remodel because they're going to find more things that have to be updated and that are out of code, or is it easier just to go get a home? Okay. What are the best home modifications? So it literally gives you all of this, and I'll try to like do this so you can pause it and go screenshot and just take them for yourself and change the cities. But immediately go put 20 questions in there. This takes a few seconds, and it's as simple as this. And I'll do this because it's actually our area. You just copy it, put the question in, say post, okay? And then we'll go back to that. We'll get an answer, copy it, and we come in, we say ask another. There's our question that we want to answer. So we'll just click answer. We'll go answer. It's as simple as that. And now you've got optimized content. This is probably the easiest thing people will go do. And I wish I could show you my phone. I literally had an agent in Arizona said, hey, he did this 3 days ago. He went and put 20 questions and answers, and he's already ranking number 3 in his area. And he's like, I wasn't even showing up before. Just because I put the question and answers, 3 days later, I'm showing up. And I wasn't doing that before. So this stuff works. It all depends on the competition in your area. And it takes a minute for Google to rank, but it does work. I promise you. You have to be consistent. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to cover real quick is, like I said, there's going to be overload, but each one of these things, products, questions and answers, updating services, they're all in my playlist on my Google Business Profile playlist on my YouTube. Okay. So I will actually show you, I give you links on templates that I already have done. You can use Canva. We all get Canva Pro for free now, so no excuse. You can go into Canva, go into the Instagram stories. There's plenty of templates in there to customize. But one of the things that most people let go of, and this is perfect because now we need to ask ourselves, how can I actually get a lead into my CRM from this platform? Question and answers is not going to do it. Okay. The services isn't going to do it. That's to help us show up. Now that we've showed up, now what do? There's 2 areas we're going to focus on. That is products. We all have a product. We have multiple products. But what you can do is you can add products, and then we want to create categories. So your category is homes for sale. You might do regular, real estate too, and you're trying to focus on 55 plus, put it all in there. It's fine. Homes for sale. You want to do homes for sale, but then target each area. So what we do is we use the same template. We drag a photo in, homes for sale in Richmond, Texas. And then and I'll give you a secret. You can literally come in here, just copy this, throw it into Chat GPT and say, rewrite this for Miami, Florida. Okay. And it will rewrite it using the same format. Okay. So you want to do these for each area you're targeting. And then after you do each city, how I talked about Cinco Ranch is a side of town that's really popular. It's actually the #1 suburb in Texas, and 3 in the country. And so this suburb is very popular. So what I would do is home for sale in Cinco Ranch, and then do the same thing. And then eventually you just keep adding more and more of those. And what happens is if people actually click on this, they click visit site, what are we going to have it do? We're going to give it a saved search result on our EXP website, on our, KV Core or whatever CRM you're using with IDX, because if they spend any time on this and they click on a property, it's going to force them to register. And if you do not have forced registration turned on in KV Core, you're missing out, and it's a big marketing boo-boo. I don't care if you don't want to pressure people,
Jacob, I
pressure
just
them.
want to interject. By the way, if you did not take Tuesday night's course, I showed you seller squeeze pages.
Yep.
Just very layman's terms. It was so easy. And landing pages. And what I said to you guys was, number one, if you guys don't know this, you better know this now because you're going to need it for Jacob. You're not only going to need it for this, but I knew because it was coming. It's not only, by the way, for this, but you have to know how to use that KV Core landing and squeeze for not just your Google business profile, but Instagram, Facebook. You can use it on any social media. And I'm telling you guys, if you can get just that one little piece of foundation done, it is amazing at all the stuff that Jacob's teaching you right now that you're going to be able to go, oh my God, I didn't know I can use that there. Rather than like trying to do everything, there's no need to redo it. Just repurpose what you got. That's what he's doing for us. He's repurposing everything. But going back to Tuesday night, the video's there, the recording, watch it. Very easy, very simple. Okay. Utilize that for this. It's so easy. And then we get to see your faces because Jacob's going to give us homework for later on for videos. So listen, this is all coordinating. It's all one lesson. It's like a big lesson plan.
Yes. And so this route, if you come to EXP's site, you just go search like you would a client. Search the area, come over here. I like to do by days on website, so it shows the most, and then just show single family homes, condos, whatever you want. Select that, and then just say apply filters. The reason why this link is always up to date, if you see, look up here, it says Richmond, TX, max price, bedrooms, bathrooms. These are called parameters. So every time it hits that page loads, it reloads those parameters, so it's updated, okay? So if you're still trying to master a landing page, you can skip the landing page for now for the search results. Landing page always works better, but I do this because most people just want to come search, and when they click after that one property, they'll register. You got them. Collect phone number, collect name. It's an option on there. Don't just do email. You're doing yourself a disservice, okay? But this will go to that page, and you can do it for each city, and it's super simple to do. Is after you do Richmond, you can come over now and just type in Katie, select it, say apply, and now it's updated. You just go grab this link, and then you'll put it in there, and I'll show you how to do that. So we want to do that for each area that we have. And you can see we've done it for every area that we service, and we made a little graphic. You can use whatever you want. We like the graphic. It looks a little more professional. Then we create a buying a home category. You can create a 55 plus category. We'll show you how to do that. If you're not using the home ownership app, you should, because this is another thing that instantly grabs the lead. I use this. This is a very successful for me at open houses to get people to register, because sometimes they act like they registered on the iPad, but I know if they go download that app, they're definitely registering. And so we say, download our app. And then again, you can steal all of my descriptions and have Chat GPT write it for your area. But if they go visit that, it goes here. Everybody has, well, it's my website, my fault. everybody's Chat GPT or Chat GPT app is right here. And then it's HOLP/app. Okay. So you would just do your normal eXp Realty website and then do the HOLP/app, or just go into the admin section where your profile is at in the corner. There's a little mobile picture of a website. Click that, it'll go there. And then this is what it looks like. We print this off in a QR code because it gives you a QR code if my computer will ever load. There we go. So there, you saw it. There it is. And so this people, it will email them a link to download it for Android or Apple, or they can scan that. But it's a great, they can chat with you in there, all of those things. They can get home valuations, they can get insurance quotes, all this stuff in there. It's a really great app. And we're the only ones with KV Core that actually have it. It's
So
EXP exclusive only.
all of us are probably wondering, what app is it? I understand, but where do we, I see Dee Dee and I see Julie and they're all like, what do we do? How we download that app on within our back end, right? Or where do we get it? Or our workplace?
Well, this isn't an app for you guys. This is for your clients.
Right.
So-
But how do we get that app to, like, where do we find that to be able to give to clients?
Watch, I'll show you. So they can either go to this website here, that HOLP, but the easy way to get
where do you find the HLP? Because that's just.
Yeah, here, I'll show you. We'll log in. Just
Okay,
ignore
I have
any-
the app. It's great, is what Natalie said. So everybody that's on
right here.
you're
So
gonna
if you go to your
here-
profile right here and then come here, see where this mobile is right there? If you just click it, that's the page we were just on. That's the easiest way to get it. So go to KV Core, log in, and then come over here, and then where the little mobile is, because you can see the URL, that is your link to your mobile app. That's what you want to hand out to clients, because then they can chat. Everything appears down here, and it's really great. So
Thank you.
go use it, and then log in as yourself and test it out so you can see what they're seeing. Okay. All right. Then the other things we want to add to buying a home, obviously send them to the search page, is our guides. So whatever guides you have, so all those lead magnets, home buyer's guide, home seller's guide, aging in place guide, 55 plus guide, like all those things, decluttering guide, like there's 1,000 of them out there for this industry. You're going to go make your landing page. And again, you can go refer to Tuesday night. There's videos on how to use the new landing page builder that's in there. However you do, even if you use the old one, it's fine. You just want to do it. So if they go here, again, it's been a while since I've used this profile. It should go right to our resources and guide. So for us, this would pop up. I don't even know if the page, say we had it, download our free guide and it goes. For you guys, you would just go into KV Core, create the landing page for the guide. Once you create one, you can duplicate the page, change the content, do another. But make sure you do that and you put that in here, because that's how you're going to capture the lead. So all of those guides should go in their proper category, whether it's more for home buying, more for selling a home. If you have a whole 55 plus, you can call it aging in place. It's one of the most searched terms, and aging in place is your category, because we're not putting local SEO in the category, because we're going to put it in the titles here. And then you do that. Then we have selling your home. And again, remember, I just go in more detail on our YouTube channel on how to do this, but there's your home seller's guide, your home valuation. You would just link them to the home valuation page. You can put market report on here and link them to your market report page, because all of those are designed to capture the lead. Now, one thing most people don't do is they don't put their sold listings. Most people are like, oh, I don't want to put my client's address. Yes, you do, because it's already in realtor.com anyways as a sold. People can look at recently sold homes in their neighborhood, all of those things. The reason why we want to do the address like this is because it's geolocation. It's targeting into specific zones of areas. And then basically what I do, and this is up to you, you can put the address. I put the list price. I don't put what it sold for, because that's your private information. I put the list price. I just have ChatGPT redo the listing description to take away stuff like schedule a tour now because it's already sold. They don't need to schedule a tour. But I put all of our buyer and all of our listings in there to show you what we've done. And then when you click visit a site, it should just go to a contact page, or if it's a home you sold, go to the sell page. If it's a buy, go to the buy page. That way you're capturing a lead there. But this is great categories to have in there, but all of your guides should be in this area. And it's as easy as going to edit products, click add product, okay? And then product name. So homes for sale in Palm Beach, Florida, homes for sale, whatever, 55 plus communities in, and then do there. And then your category, you would select one of these, or you would create one and just do it. Once you create it, it'll pop up in the drop down for you. I never put a price unless it's the sold, okay? The product description, you get 1,000 characters. Let Chat GPT do 1,000 characters. Tell it, go do it. And you can, like I said, just go copy up my descriptions and have them rewrite it for your area. And then your landing page should either be your saved search result, your landing page, your squeeze page. You can, in buying a home, I had somebody else do this recently. Homes under 500,000, homes under 350, and they send them to a squeeze page of that search result. So get creative, think of those different things that you would run ads on and put those in there. And then your photo can just be like an Instagram size square photo. I just use Canva for all of that. And then just come up with a template, and you just keep using that template and changing it out. So go fill up your product section, get some stuff in there. And then what's cool is you see these are all your keywords: homes for sale, selling your home, buying a home, sold. They can quickly look at products. And then the last place we'll focus on, so you guys can ask questions. And this is something that I wanted to do last, because this is what we're going to build on, especially on our third lesson, is adding content to this section. So what I'd like you guys to do for homework is go get the rest of this caught up. Services, questions and answers, that should be the first thing you do because it's super easy. Do your services, questions and answers. Make sure your profile, you got everything in there that you need. Try to go add some products. Then we're going to post daily. I know it sounds scary, daily to our Google Business Profile. And there's things like social media schedulers that you can use to schedule the whole month up front. I post 3 times a day on our other profiles and our clients' profiles, because if you do 3 times a day, that's the magic sauce, because it literally shows you're constantly active on your page. One will do fine, but you want to post consistently. And your posts are going to be very small things. So like, for instance, right here, selling your Katie home is a significant undertaking, but you don't have to do it alone. Jacob and Miguel are your dedicated Katie realtors. So there's our keywords, here to guide you every step of the way. So Chat GPT literally wrote all of this for me. I go in there, I give it an example. So you can literally come onto this profile, copy this, give it to Chat GPT and say, I want to post exactly like this format. I want to post on 55 plus communities, aging in place. I want to post on new construction. I want everything buying and selling, veteran related buying and selling, whatever you're targeting. Tell it that and say, give me 5 days of content. It'll spit out 5 days of content. Go schedule it. I use generic photos in Canva because I don't like to use specific photos. Just make sure it looks like something in your area. I usually use inside of houses because most of it, every area kind of looks like that, versus the outside is very specific to certain areas. And sometimes there's a mountain in the background. You might not have mountains, but I use generic photos. You can use old listing photos, whatever you want. And then for the majority of them, I do call now. Now, one thing that you don't want to do in these updates, do not put URLs in the description, no hashtags, and no phone numbers. We're going to use the call to action to put that URL or that phone number. If you put that in there, Google will think you're trying to deceive your audience instead of using your website, and that you're trying to send them to a different location. And this is what you could get suspended for. But we cover everything and posting all that. because the biggest conversion on here is the call now button. And especially 55 and over demographic, I can tell right now, if I told my grandpa, text me, he's going to call me. Okay. And that is what they want. So something simple for them on their phone to come across that and click call now is something that you want to do. But you also want to have things if their kids are looking or their grandkids are helping out, that you have material for that. So let me just show you how to do this real quick, and then I'm going to take your questions because we're going to build on this later. That's why I don't care if you really know this too much. There's 3 types of updates. There's a regular update, kind of like social media, where we add our graphic, add our description. In the description section, remember, any of the description sections, no phone numbers, no URLs, we don't need hashtags. It's not social media, okay? This is where we add our call to action. We add a button. Book now, order online, buy, learn more, sign up, call now. You're mainly going to use the call now or the learn more if you're trying to send them somewhere, and I'll show you when you would want to send them somewhere. The other one is add an offer. This is where all of your listings or a home you're promoting or the open house that you're going to go do, maybe you're doing it for a listing agent, put the offer there. The address of the home for sale, and then I usually do 30 days at a time, and you can always come edit it. And then you can put the listing description, you can put the link to your KV Core website of that property. So go search for that address, that link that comes up the top, throw that in there so they go to the land, they go to that property description, and your beautiful face shows up on the side that you're the one to contact for that, okay? So you can add offers, especially if it's like a reduced price. I would put that in the offer, reduced price. And putting those URLs are important because Google's going to go crawl that. And then you can add events. All of you have events, you have open houses. Or if you're going to go, if there's an event at a 55 plus community, throw them in there. And this is where Google kind of shows you those events. It pulls from a bunch of different places and it'll show up on your profile that, so all of your open houses, put your start date, your start time, your end date, your end time, put a link to a Google, a landing page. You can create a landing page for that open house, or go create a generic Google Doc or something. Or if you're good with forms, create something for them to register. This is where most people fail with open houses and working with leads, is that they don't have a way to work with the leads before the open house because most people aren't going to show up. So if you can get the leads ahead of time to register for information on the open house, now you've captured the lead, you can follow up with them. And a lot of them I start working with before the open house and say, oh, you know what, that house is not what you're looking for. This one is. So think about all of that. And again, add your button, register, call now, whatever you want, but you can add events in there. And the one last thing I'm going to show you is I told you, why would you want to put a link in the post for the thing instead of call now? And this is what we're going to cover in week 3 after we make our YouTube videos next week. If we scroll down here, and now I just saw it. Hold on. When you do your videos, okay, you can now come in here and say, hey, catch our latest video on. Chat GPT wrote this for me. I told it, here's the link to my video. I need a quick description to say, check out my latest video for Google Business Profile. All of your blog articles, all of your YouTube videos should be as an update. And what happens when they click learn more? It goes right to the video. And this is a horrible video I did like a year and a half ago. Hold on. I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to give you guys this city script, and I'm going to try to come up with a script for you guys that is more geared to 55 plus. But even these city scripts you can customize for 55 plus. And the reason why we do these city scripts is because they get the most views. Look, 8,200 views. And this was a channel that we tested out, by the way, because my RevShare group complained all the time, YouTube doesn't work. It does work. All of my marketing business, all of our clients for the last 2 years, all 100% come from YouTube, nothing else. And the 8,200 views we got in the first 2 months, we had 3,000. It keeps growing. We actually got a couple of clients from this. One of them was moving from Washington State right there that contacted us. So these scripts what we're going to do next week is we're going to go through it together. And we're going to show you how to take this strategy of creating your video first. And then once you get your video, because YouTube is amazing, you can get your transcript with timestamps, by the way, copy that, throw it into Chat GPT and say, hey, make my description for the video, give me my chapters so I don't have to watch it and find out where I mention these things. It'll give you your chapters, your description for this, and then we're going to tell it, hey, cut it up into a blog article and also make Google Business Profile post out of this content. So you can make one strategy, get everything scheduled. I can literally schedule 3 posts a day in Google Business Profile, having ChatGPT help me with the content, posting this stuff. I usually get it done in about 2 hours for the entire month. Simple. Okay. And this is what we're teaching. So I'm going to end there because I could go on for another hour. And I know some of you might be hungry or you need to go to the bathroom.
We are already at 7:55, and I love it because we had 31 people or 30
nice.
people that came on, and all 32 have stayed. So please, everybody, I would like to ask, you've got a little icon on there where you could raise your hand to ask questions. There is some questions like Kristen Sanchez. We want to see your faces. This is just going to be part of our experiment because Jacob and I are expecting to see your little faces on videos on on your Google business, on other things. So let's talk. Jacob, I'm going to let you just randomly call people when they put their hand up and start asking questions. And I'll just sit on the side and put some more information there.
Sounds good. Okay, go for it, Dee Dee.
Okay, first of all, thank you. This is amazing, mind-blowing and everything. Perfect timing. I just got my profile verified after I've been suspended for not doing it right. I haven't done any of this, Jacob, and I'm sure everybody here is probably saying the same thing. Who answers all the comments for you? Because if you have that much of a response, which I see you did, and I want to get that much response, but do you sit there and reply, or does your hubby, or do you have a VA, or who do you have responding to all of these comments?
So we respond to a majority of the comments. I do. I just like sitting at night going back and forth because I like to read what people are saying. So one of my coaching clients, she lives in Destin, and we just did her YouTube channel, and she's getting a lot of the reviews, and I don't know where I was going with that. Just lost my train of thought. The reason why we want to read the comments, and it's important for her to do it, is people actually gave her what they want to record. So if you have a VA do it, or somebody that's not really involved in your business, they might answer, but they might forget to tell you. Like they specifically told her, which is perfect to this category, hey, well, we moved to Destin because it's a retirement community. Can you give us some more like 55 and over for seniors in the area, what we can do? So they're telling them exactly what they're looking for. And then people came behind it. Yeah, I'd love to see that too. So I like to do it personally. We're not getting that many comments, I promise you. It doesn't come in all at once. They're random, over a period of time. But I just go up to the top, hit the notification button, answer them one by one. And if you don't get to all of them, it's okay. You just get to them eventually. But I just answer them myself.
Well, that's great because you got a deal from it. So if you had not seen it, how would you have it? You responded, obviously, and
well, that person, yeah, we responded, but they had already reached out. They had went into our calendar. So that's where it's very important. We'll talk about this next week, is having the right stuff in your YouTube descriptions. Don't just put your website, put schedule, search, like specific links to capture people's information. So
thank you.
Question.
Amazing.
No problem. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Hi, Jacob. Thanks for great information. So I've obviously already done this because I see that I have 2 Google business profiles.
Okay. It's pretty common.
Is it?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't need 2 for the same business. So is there a way to merge those, or should I just delete and keep working with the one?
If you go into the Google Help Center, if you log in where your Google Business Profile, like how I showed you, where it'll show you both of them.
Yes.
There's an option to remove one where it'll kind of delete it over time. You can also request to merge them if they're a duplicate business. But when you select them, there are some options for that. and
Okay.
you can follow and put a ticket in, and then they'll follow up with you and ask you why
So
you want to do that.
it's not as simple as just delete one. Okay.
No,
Okay.
and the reason why is the reason why you can't just delete a profile is because you could get a lot of bad reviews, and then you try to delete your profile and then you restart the business, and then they want people to know, because sometimes a closed business will live up for a long time because they want people to see that in case they started another page and they didn't catch
Got it. That makes perfect sense. Okay. I'm on it. Thanks so much.
No problem. All right, Cindy.
Okay, had to figure out where unmute was. The very last thing you were talking about was the videos. What were you got like 3 things you were telling us to have Chat GPT do for us for the videos, and I don't remember what those were. I couldn't catch them quick enough.
Yeah, so and again, we're going to go in more in detail on that next week. But with the videos, you can tell ChatGPT to, when you copied your transcript, you can copy the whole thing in there with the timeline and tell it to write your video title, your video description, and then also to give you your tags for that. And then you can tell it, hey, also take this and format it to a blog article, keeping the content, but make it formatted for a blog article. And then the other thing is you can tell it to give you social media content, break it up into social media content, or break it up into Google Business Profile posts. So you're just repurposing all of that content, and then you would just tell all of that content, go watch the full video on YouTube.
Okay.
But promise, we're going to go break that in. I got literally stuff to give you guys in the next few weeks for that. So hopefully you can come back next Thursday.
Sure hope so. Thanks.
If not, it'll be recorded. Okay.
Okay. Very helpful. Thank you.
No problem. All right, Kristen, you're next.
Hi, thank you. Great
No problem.
information.
Thank you.
I started my Google page as a solo agent. So
Okay.
all the branding is solo EXP, and now I'm with a team. And I have a different email address, a different, page for them to go view homes and everything. And I'm wondering if I use the URL that goes to my follow-up boss / Ylopo service instead of KV Core, which is more what's linked originally, is that going to red flag me by Google, or is it just going to go where it
No.
needed to go?
What's going to red flag you for making changes is if you change your business name. And all of you, just FYI, don't come up with creative business names unless it's legitimately a registered business. One thing is people want to do business with people, not companies. So you'll get more, especially when you're getting into the 55 plus community. They want to do business with Bob, not Bob's company. It's more about the relationship. So I see a lot of agents will put, and if you did this, it's okay. Don't change it because you'll flag, but don't put your like name -EXP Realty or your team, because if for some reason you do leave and you have to switch that, Google's going to say, well, that's not a real business name. So what I always tell people to do is just do like your name -real estate or Houston real estate or whatever area you're in, because if they ever question you, that name has to be linked to a registered business because it's a business page. That's the rules. You can say, here's my business license. This is my real estate license. I'm licensed to do business as my name, and they will reinstate it. I've done like 300 profiles like that. So just be careful with your naming. If you did mess up on the naming, it's okay. Don't change it. It's not going to hurt your business.
Right. No, I mean, it's still EXP. I have it
It's
as
okay.
Kristen Sanchez, realtor at EXP Realty of California, Inc., plus my license. And I'm that is all still relevant, but I'm with a team that's within EXP. So I'm not going to change that for now. I'm just thinking ahead. If
Don't
I
do that.
ever leave EXP, I'm screwed.
Well, you can change it. You just want to format it really quick to your name -real estate or real estate agent, because that way you can just show them your license. But if you do have a registered business name, you can put that in there. But I would always just do your name. And it's easy to prove. You can send them a copy of your license. I'm an independent contractor with, EXP Realty or whatever brokerage, and they'll do that. But if you change your website, that's fine. I don't know how your team works, but if they allow you to use your own CRM or you want to use theirs, you can put the link, just make sure it's to like a landing page or an IDX search result. So that way you're able to capture the leads, but switching the website is not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Natalie, go for it.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you so much for this.
No problem. No problem.
The question I have, I was in another training session or meeting a few weeks ago about the Google business profile. And one thing that was stated is to take a picture with your documents showing like your license and your letter from real estate associations or something like that. Is that necessary? It sounded so complicated. I haven't done it.
No, no, you only, so sometimes with the verification process, it used to be as simple as they would mail you a postcard. They don't do that anymore because too much fraud. So now sometimes they'll either let you verify just by doing your cell phone number, or if they think your account is not up to date, they'll have you do a video or take a picture of your documents. That might be what they're talking about, where you actually have to, show your license, prove you're a real person, show your business card on a video, show your signage so they can prove you're an agent. But for a profile that's already verified and approved and live, no, you don't have to do that. And I wouldn't do that.
Okay. But I haven't created one yet, so I think I
So
started, but
when you create it, that might be a possibility that you have to do a verification video. If that happens and you get stuck, just reach out. I'll help you.
okay, thank you.
No problem. Anybody else? Was there anything in the chat we missed?
There is Robert G. Holmes. I do know somebody was asking, they were traveling about last Thursday. So last Thursday, I believe, was the Joe Ellen Brooks with Nextdoor.com. If you didn't see that one, it is, the recording is up in EXP Seniors Network. It can't miss it. It's down at the bottom. Then these recordings are up on our on EXP Seniors Network. Tomorrow we will have, I will put Jacob's recording up. I've been putting Jacob's YouTube channel in the comment section. Jacob, I'll have you go ahead and put it up in the comment section as well. By the way, I am a one-man show here at EXP Seniors Network, so I kind of do it by myself. If anybody's interested in joining the club, please come on. I do not really want to put this out to other agents. I only do this for the last 7 years for our EXP Seniors agents. Because this is my passion and I want to see our company grow and our agents grow, not other agents. So the people that I bring in teaching everybody are who? EXP agents themselves. So I think it's really important. Here's what's coming up. Jacob's coming up next week. I'm very excited, and he's coming up the week after. So I did put some information about those too. Next week, he's going to talk about video creation and helping us target the market. And then the following week, he's going to teach us how to repurpose all of that content, because we're going to record something. Again, that content's not only just going to go on YouTube, it could go on Nextdoor.com. If you saw that Nextdoor class, you'll see it. It can also go on Facebook. It could also go on Instagram. It can also go on TikTok. There's so many places for you to repurpose it, and we are going to bring it all to you.
I'm going to show you a
Yeah.
magic tool that will take your YouTube video, cut it up for you into small reels in 10 minutes, and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
It
that's,
formats itself.
and you know, I go,
So easy.
I know, right? But like, I hate the fact that like 8 years ago was flailing to try to find the tips and tricks when we had all of those agents right here. And if you don't know something about like real estate agents, we're freaking best marketers ever. And this demographics is very different to marketing to versus
Yes.
all other. And I have been training Jacob in this, because when Jacob and I talked a couple years ago and I asked him to do this, he looked at me like I was crazy. And I go, just trust me, don't worry. So as we go along, there's a lot of tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. And I'm going to, instead of me teaching, I just bring in other people to teach it. And it's a lot of fun because you get to learn other things. So there's so much to come. You guys have no idea, but if you don't know, our group is the largest group targeting the 55 demographics out there. Real estate, the largest real estate group. There is no real estate group on Facebook, on anything else that is larger than what we have. And this is big. It's huge. And this company is getting even bigger, and it's coming. Trust me, there's stuff coming behind the scenes, and no other company will be able to give what we're going to give to agents. I'm very excited. So we're the only agent. Look, our agents are certified. You know, when it comes to certain things that not other brokerages do for their agents, and I love it. Washington Mutual, we have another certification program coming up. So if you don't know about the lifestyle certification program through Washington Mutual, what's coming? We offer it 3 times a year. Set the last 5 years we've been doing it. But this niche, if you don't know about it, is big. It's gonna get bigger.
Jacob, I have a question.
Oh,
Yeah, go for it.
I set up a Google business page years ago. I'm taking another class and they said, set it up. So I started setting it up again, found out I have this other one. So my question to you is, do you have a service I would hire to basically look at what's on my Google business profile and help me make all the corrections that I know probably need to be made? I'd do time and materials to, I want to get it right, because it would take me 3 months to implement what you talked about doing tonight.
Jacob, you didn't give everybody your information. You should.
Yeah, I did. I put my website, but
this is what Jacob does, you guys. He's amazing.
Yeah, we do everything marketing. So whatever you need, we have all kinds of programs. But one of the things that we have a course. If you want to just follow me step by step, like in depth, there's a course. Even just got picked up by a CE company, so it's really good, I promise. And then the other thing that we have is we just do it for you for the first month. So we optimize from start to finish, get it all done, your landing pages, everything. And then we teach you how to take it over and just post on a regular basis.
How do I get
and give
that?
you videos on how to do that. Go to my website and just schedule a consultation with me. And then we can go over what that includes. And we have different pricing tiers.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's on there. It's jacobsharman.com. Pretty simple. Anybody else before we go?
Jacob, thank you. We'll all see each other again next Thursday night. I have been putting a ton of stuff in there. By the way, 2024 home buyers and sellers report by NAR. When they came out with it in June, it was 45%, but obviously we didn't close out the year by then, but it ended up becoming over 52% of the typical home seller was over 63 years old. So that just tells you the trajectory that we are on. And while we as a demographics are aging, so is our nation's housing infrastructure. So keep that in mind. I look forward to all of you guys next week. Recording will be there tomorrow. If there's stuff that you want to see, put it down in EXP Seniors Network, because I want to know. I'll find the people. Jacob will help us. Trust me. Okay. It's a team collective effort. Good night. Go have dinner, cocktails, drinks.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.